Yes, this monitor is the best I've ever seen. Woo! Tally ho there, today we're going to be looking at the ASUS ProArt PA32U 4K HDR professional monitor. So if you want to upgrade from Windows Home to Windows Pro or just get insanely cheap Windows and Office 2016 keys, head on down to 0 and 9, links are in the description, and I even have a discount code for you, and they also have cheap gaming keys too. Now this monitor has absolutely blown me away. Just a spoiler alert there. It doesn't get any better than this, believe me. I've seen some good monitors and some good displays, but when it comes to computer monitors, yeah, nothing touches this. So it's a 32-inch 4K HDR monitor, and we're not talking your 400, 500 nit rubbish HDR. This is proper HDR, HDR10 with 10-bit support, up to 1000 nits peak brightness there, direct LED, 348 zones of local dimming. So that means it doesn't have one big backlight, it has actually 384. So that's how you get that super contrast with this and localized contrast. And it's like 100 times better than just having one backlight. So for color gamut, we're talking 100% everything. Matte display, pretty much 100% everything. It's not 100% Rec 2020. But you know, 95% DCI P3, 100% Adobe RGB, 100% sRGB, 100% everything. It's just got color gamut coming out of its clacker. And as soon as I turned this on, I knew it was color accurate because I know my pink, and that pink was just bang on. I just looked at one of my graphics and straight away I knew it was color accurate. It actually comes with a X-Rite i1 Display Pro and a calibration report. They are calibrated out of the factory, and this X-Rite colorimeter is like 250 US alone. So this is industry standard for professionals, and it does have a professional price too. It's about 3.5 grand in Australia, and expect to pay around 2,000 US or pounds as well. So it is expensive, but for professionals, they'll just pay it. I mean, this is easily the best display I've seen, and I've seen some professional monitors before, and I've reviewed quite a few monitors, so that takes some doing. So it's an IPS panel, so it has great viewing angles, 100 million to 1 contrast ratio, and I still think for professional applications, IPS panels are still the best way to go. It also has dynamic dimming because it has those 384 zones of direct lit, so you don't have to have HDR on to take advantage of the super contrast of this display, because HDR doesn't look good in normal Windows. It's good when you have HDR content, but it's not good for normal Windows, and I recommend just leaving that off. But you can play with it yourself. You can get a little bit of a halo effect around your cursor and when you have dynamic dimming on, but it does look super awesome. I mean, just check it out yourself. I just prefer it off. Even though this is a HDR monitor, it's aimed at professionals, your desktop publishers, you know, video editors, colorists, artists, photographers, stuff like that, and that's where it excels. Super color accurate, as I said, pretty much 100% everything, and the best display I've seen, full stop. And then you just have the added bonus of HDR, full HDR, which you can just turn on and off when you need it. Now it's a 60Hz display. It's not for gaming, but man, the games look awesome on this. The HDR games look friggin' awesome. Also, it has Thunderbolt 3 in and out. So that means you can connect a computer or say a laptop to the monitor as an external monitor for display, and then route Thunderbolt power straight back into your laptop. It can supply up to 65 watts of power there. So most 13-inch laptops, it'll supply enough power for even the 15-inch laptops, as long as you're not rendering or gaming and stuff like that. And because it's an industry standard professional monitor, you know, you get your 14-bit lookup tables, you get all this software for calibrating different color spaces. So you do pay a big price for this, but there's nothing else like this that I've seen that has HDR and is a professional monitor as well. And of course, if you're a video editor and you're using HDR footage, well, it's got you covered there because it's full HDR10. Let's have a closer look at it. It's easily the best monitor I've seen. And if you got the ponies, hey, you can't go wrong with this. And if you're a professional, you're just going to buy it. You know, it's a big hit, but you know, this is setting the benchmarks for professional monitors. So this thing here is something special. We're talking 4K Ultra HD, 32 inches, pretty much 100% of all the color gamuts and HDR. We're talking not your mess about 400 nit or 500 nit HDR. We're talking full 1000 nit. Peak brightness HDR, proper HDR. Color calibrated out of the factory. If we just have a look on the side here, it's IPS panel, Rec 220, P3, Adobe RGB, pretty much 100% of all those. Thunderbolt 3. This thing is the holy grail when it comes to professional grade monitors. Nothing beats this. This is probably the best monitor on the market, or one of the best monitors for professionals, for people that do video editing, color work, illustrators, anything that involves color. And it actually comes with a colorimeter inside, so let's crack it open and have a look. What you get here is a box. I guess that would have the power pack in it and maybe some screws. We'll have a look. And yes, indeed, we have the literature, some drivers. There will be probably some important software on here because the calibration tools, etc. And we have a display port, a USB 3 cable there, B setup. This has been used before. These packets are a bit second hand. We have a power cable. That's a UK one. It had an Australian one. We have some sort of bracket or hook. That's probably for cable management, maybe. I don't know. A Thunderbolt 3 cable, I guess that is. Yes, it does have that little Thunderbolt sign there. It actually looks maybe too long to be a full, proper Thunderbolt cable, because Thunderbolt cables, they have to be, actually, it's probably 1.5 meters. I think that's probably too big to be in spec. So the proper size of what a Thunderbolt 3 is, but a display probably won't use all the bandwidth of Thunderbolt 3, so it's probably good enough like that. And we have HDMI, and this would be the back cover for the I/O ports. And then have a look here. Have a look, see what you have here. Look at that. It comes with the monitor itself. Now this is an expensive monitor. It's like $3,500 in Australia, so I'm thinking $2.5 US. I will put a price up there, something like that. But professional grade monitor you get. This is worth $250. Like, you can buy this for $250. This is the best colorimeter you're going to get. This shows you the professional grade of this thing, that it actually comes with a colorimeter. So while we have it out before I assemble it, let's have a look at the I/O. You have all the I/O at the bottom. We're getting close here. You can see the power socket there, power switch, 4 HDMI 2.0s, display port. We have a USB upstream, so USB 3 upstream, and then over here we have the killer, what I call the killer feature of this. We have Thunderbolt 3 in and Thunderbolt 3 out. So that means you can connect to this display via a laptop and then have the power coming out into your laptop. So you can charge your laptop, keep it charged while you're actually connected to the display. We also have some downstream USBs and some USB 3 and another USB-C there. So killer I/O there, special feature there with the Thunderbolt 3 in and out, fantastic. So if you have a look at the stand here, we have some right in there, high dynamic range, ProArt, superior color accuracy. Well, that is certainly true. So a nice stylish stand there. This is machined metal here. I'll take some really good photos of this, but it's going to be really easy to connect. You can see there, you just put that in the back there. I'll just show you how easy it is. I'll do it one-handed while I'm filming. That's how easy it is. Basically just put in there, boom, I'm done. The stand is connected. Woo! So having a look at the build, it is very good, especially the stand and the base. Very nice finish on that. It has a plastic build. It has this sort of brush finish there. You have a nice shiny ASUS logo. The build quality is really good. It is fairly thickish. Now that's because it houses all those powerful components it needs to really push out that brightness of 1000 nits. Overall, the build quality is superb. I do particularly like the metal finish on the stand there. Very nice. You had the buttons at the back that control the on-screen display, and you have the joystick up there and the buttons for functions, etc. Volume. It does of course have sound and the power button as well, so that controls all that. You also have a cover for the I/O shield at the back as well. And it also has the thin narrow bezel, so you can butt these up, 2 of them together or 3, whatever, and they're gonna look like an infinity edge sort of display there. So have a look at this HDR now. Have a look how bright the bright areas are and how dark. Oh, that is blinding, seriously. It is amazing. Oh, well, I'm upside down. What's going on? Yeah, so I'll fly into the sun. Where's the sun? Oh, that is piercingly bright. Unbelievable. That is, and this isn't on the brightest setting either. This isn't on the brightest HDR, but I do think HDR1 is just better than HDR2. But that is just amazing how bright that is. It really is searingly bright. And look how black the black of the mountain is, like the, you know, the slate or whatever it is, the actual surface of the mountain. And the snow is beautifully white too. We'll go back into that. Whoa. I don't think flying that way is any good. Wow, look at that. It is super bright. It's amazing. Oh, God. And you're not going to see this. You have to be here to see it. Like, you really do have to be here to see it. But, wow, that is just simply stunning. And how black that granite is on the rock there. Oh, look. Oh, I better get back. Wow. I just hope you can see a bit of this. Oh, boom, and look at that. I really do hope you can see just the contrast difference. I've shoot it in Vlog, so hopefully I'll be able to give you the brightest of the brights and the blackest of the blacks, but it is truly amazing. Now, this isn't a gaming monitor, but obviously HDR games look fantastic, and pretty much any game I would play on this, apart from probably first-person shooters, something like that, like something that's competitive that I need the high refresh rate, you know, I would use, you know, a high refresh rate monitor. But other than that, like if I was just playing campaign on this, I'll definitely be using HDR mode. Wow, look at that. Boom. Just so bright. It's unbelievable how bright that is. I'd really just love to measure that. Oh. It's amazing. And, you know, it looks so good. Look, you can see the sun on the white there and the deepness of the blacks. Wow. And that's because it has all those independent lighting zones at the back. Instead of having one backlight, it's got many. It's like 400 and something, 384 independent backlights. An array of backlights, and that's how you get that HDR. Look, it's amazing. Wow. So your games are never going to look any better than what they do on this. Of course, ASUS do have a high refresh rate 4K HDR as well. So yeah, and it's probably around the same price, but it's not going to have the color gamut of this in terms of color accuracy and stuff like that. This is for professionals, so you know, if you're doing professional video and stuff like that, and you know, you are actually using 4K HDR footage, which, you know, there are smartphones that film with 4K now. You know, if you're a content creator that needs HDR to see what your footage looks like, wow, this is the one. This is the one. And it's perfectly accurate for, you know, desktop applications like desktop publishing, you know, graphics artists, Photoshop, photographers, 3D, any video color work. This is wild. It blinds me every time. It's beautiful. Woo! I love it. So that wraps it up, guys. I'd like to really thank you guys for watching. If you're new around here, please give me a thumbs up. And until next time, guys, tally ho.